Uh, just say, well, I can go ahead and start this because, again, this is your first go around, and I want to teach you
Okay.
guys how to, not only operate a meeting, but, what are some of the guidelines and rules behind a meeting and behind being on a board. So the first thing is that, does anybody know what the sunshine laws are? All right. Since it's quiet, I'll take that as a no. What it means is that if you're a member of a board or a committee, especially one that's part of the public or a local government, if there's an item that's going to be coming up for discussion, let's say that I want to make a holiday for anybody that wants to FSU. And then, Kristen and Corey, knew that that was going to be on the agenda. And they were like, you know what, I think we should go ahead and make, UF a holiday as well. That would be a violation of a sunshine law because you're talking about something that could come up for a vote. Bad example, but Mandy has seen that to where not only can people on a board or a committee or elected officials violate the sunshine, but also a resident can violate the sunshine. And the reason they would do that is like if I said, okay, Corey, what are your thoughts on making every FSU grad have a holiday weekend? And you said, hey, that's a great idea. And then I went to Kristen and said, hey, Kristen, what do you think about everybody having a holiday that went to FSU? And she said, that's a horrible idea. And then I went ahead and emailed, or I told Corey, or I told, it's not Kristen. I keep calling you Kristen. I'm sorry about that. And I told, somebody else in the committee, I said, listen, this is what Corey thinks, and this is what, somebody else thinks on the board. What do you think? Then I'm acting as what they call an intermediary. So I'm circumventing the whole public meeting process because the whole purpose of the sunshine law is to make sure that everything is discussed out in the sunshine, meaning that it's only during a public meeting. So that's why, again, Councilmember David can't talk to Councilmember Martini on certain issues. Like one of the issues that's really become an issue is the boathouses. So she can't call Bill and say, hey, how are you going to vote on this? Or, hey, Bill, what are your thoughts on this? That would be a violation of sunshine. So they have to wait until a workshop or a town council meeting for them to actually discuss that item. Sometimes it can be difficult. Sometimes, people see elected officials talking at a restaurant, talking at a social function, stuff like that. They can talk about their kids, they can talk about sports, they can talk about anything they want. But what they can't talk about is something that will come up for a vote that has to actually wait until an actual public meeting. So if you guys were going to vote on something like a member, or if you're going to vote on an event or something else like that, you wouldn't be able to talk about it amongst yourselves until it was actually in a public meeting. So that's pretty much the gist of the sunshine laws. Now, as far as running a meeting, Corey, this is your first time. First things first is you always open up for public comment. That is something that's statutorily required by the state of Florida, that you open it up and say, okay, is there any member of the public that would wish to speak? Then you limit that speech or the public speaking to about 3 minutes. And the reason that you establish 3 minutes because they can go on forever. I've had people at the podium just starting asking questions, and next thing you know, it's 20 minutes later and they just spin the wheel of topics and they're just trying to delay the actual town council meeting. So we usually limit it to 3 minutes. And sometimes once that 3 minutes is up, the council or the board or committee can say, listen, let's give them an additional 2 minutes. But understand that if you give that person an additional 2 minutes, then the people that are going to be behind them are going to want the additional time as well. So that 3 minutes just became 5 minutes. So you always, call the meeting to order, say, okay, this is the Windermere Active Youth Way Committee meeting. It is June 16th, 2021. The time is 6:37 p.m. This is a hybrid meeting. We're also located at 520 Main Street, Town Hall. Those present are XYZ, name the names. And then you actually call the meeting to order, which you'll do. And then you ask for public comment. And if there's no public comment, then you move to actual new business. Now there's new business and there's old business. New business is something that, again, is new. So it's people that are applying for a membership. It could be something that, at the last minute, like, hey, can we take a look at, maybe doing this type of project or this type of initiative, then that would be new business that you guys can talk about. After it's been on the agenda one time, then it becomes old business, meaning that, you've already discussed it one time. Now you're just getting into more action items relative to that old business. But that's basically it. Some of the pointers that I would give is, number one, never talk over each other. Number two, always listen to the speaker, because they may be saying the exact same thing that you were trying to say, but in a different way. And we don't all need to say the same thing in a different way in order to get our points across. I've seen that in various boards and committees where they're all agreeing, but they're saying in a different way, and it sounds like they're disagreeing. And I'll have to say, time out, guys. You understand that you're agreeing that you said the sky is blue. Somebody's saying it's a different shade of blue. Somebody's saying it's nice out. But the fact of the matter is, you're saying the sky is blue or something like that. So just make sure that you listen to each other. You're not talking over each other. And then you respect the speaker. And always make sure that you're addressing your comments to the board, never to a resident or anything else. And also understand too is, some boards and committees, you have somebody that always dominates the conversation. They're the alpha type of person, but some people may be introverts. But don't let that discourage you in voicing your opinion. Everybody on this board has one vote and one vote only. So it doesn't matter how long you speak or how well you speak or how well you debate a certain topic. Everybody has their fair chance and everybody has one vote. So when it comes up to an item, you're going to learn this in life. You're going to learn this in college and boards and committees that you sit on in the future. Speak your mind and, don't be afraid to do so. So with that said, I'll turn it over to Corey to go ahead and get this meeting going.
Okay, so I'm going to call this meeting to order on June 16th, 2021 at 6:40. Now what do I?
This is a hybrid meeting, so it's both on Zoom and you are sitting at 520 Main Street, Windermere, Florida, which is Town Hall.
Okay, and this is a hybrid meeting on Zoom and at the Town Hall. Okay, and then, yeah. And then, is there any public comment, public discussion?
At this time, nobody signed up prior to the meeting, and I don't see any members of the public present.
Okay, so now on to new business. Welcome to the WAY presentation, Robert. Is that what you were talking about?
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was talking about. And for those of you that have applied for the WAY committee, this committee was formed 2 years ago. And the purpose of that was not only to bridge the gap between the youth and the older generation. I'm not going to say elderly, but the older generation in not only Windermere, but the surrounding communities, but also get you guys some of that, everybody's required to get service hours or volunteer hours. So not only do we try to do that based on the meetings that we have, but also some of the events that we plan on throughout the year. Now, unfortunately, in the last 2 years, we've had to deal with the pandemic. So we really didn't have an opportunity to do a lot of events, but there was a lot of great events that were planned, a lot of great events that were discussed. We just never were able to, make them happen because of, COVID-19. In addition to that, each and every month, we're going to have a guest speaker that you can ask questions about, whether it be an elected official, somebody that's a freshman in college, somebody that's a senior in college, somebody that's graduated, any topics that you guys would want to, have somebody talk to you about, we'll be more happy to set that up. Financial planners, a lot of people, once they leave school, they don't know anything about credit cards. They've always counted on, mommy and dad to provide them with financial assistance. But at some point, that cord's going to be cut and you're going to have to figure out the hard way of how to open a bank account, how to get a credit card, what is an interest rate? How can that hurt you? How can that help you? Credit scores, stuff like that. We can set those up as we go along and as you guys deem fit to help you with not only, trying to be a board and a committee and doing events, but also educating you on making sure that you're primed and ready to go once you do graduate and move on to, either whether it be college or, just into the workforce. So, that's the whole intent. And if you don't live within the town of Windermere, you're called an ex officio member, meaning that you can't vote, but your voice can still be heard and you still are participating in discussions and in events. We didn't want to just exclude everybody that wanted to help their community. So you just don't have a vote because you're not in the town of Windermere, but you can still participate in the discussions, in the events, and still get credit for those service hours. So that's pretty much the welcome. We're always happy to have members, and we're always happy to have people not only assisting the town, but also the committee and other committees as well. So with that said, I'll turn it back over to you, Corey.
Okay, so next we'll discuss the new members. There's a couple applicants. The first one's Macy Mitchell. If you want to go scroll down, or if you printed it, go down to her application. Mm-hmm. I think it's the second one. Yeah. So just take a look at her application.
Okay. And what you do is, you'd say, okay, is there a motion to accept the application of Macy Mitchell? Then you wait for a second, and then you say all in favor, say aye, or further discussion. So go ahead and start. Say, is there a motion to accept Macy Mitchell into the Way Committee?
All right. Is there a motion to accept Macy Mitchell into the Way Committee?
Ananya?
I motion.
Okay, I'll second that motion.
Any further discussion? If none, all those in favor?
Okay. Okay, any further discussion? Okay, all those in favor say aye. We'll go down. Anaya?
Aye.
Kristen? Oh wait, is she a member yet? No, right?
No, she's not a member yet, and it's actually Madeline.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I remember that, Madeline. And then Rhea?
Yeah, Rhea's not a member either yet. So it's just you two voting, and then I'll get them on the committee. So
it's only two. Okay. So
yeah. So just say aye.
Oh, aye.
Ananya?
Aye.
All right.
And that's it? That's
it. So we'll let Macy know. We'll make sure that we get her a Town of Windermere email address. And then again, that's another point too. We make sure that you have a Town of Windermere email address. Make sure that you check it because, again, per the sunshine laws, if somebody were to request information on what you guys talk about and what you do, you want to make sure that all official business is done through that email address because it's archived and we can provide it to them. If not, they can gain access to your private emails, which we want to make sure that we completely avoid. So welcome Macy Mitchell, and we'll make sure that we contact her and get her on the distribution list. So the next one we have is Madeline Rumble.
Okay. She's the first application at the bottom. So take a look over her application and let's see. All right, is there a motion to welcome Madeline Rumble on the Way Committee?
I motion.
Okay, I'll second that motion. All in favor, say aye. Anaya, you go first.
Aye.
And then me, aye.
Welcome, Madeline.
Welcome. Yeah.
Everything has to be blessed by town council, the next council meeting, which is going to be July 13th. But after that, you'll be an official voting member. And then let me check. And same thing with Macy Mitchell because she is a town resident. So the next one is, I guess, Ethan Kraus.
Ethan.
He would be ex officio. Well, it says he's a town resident, but for some reason it has ex officio on here.
All right, look over his application. Wait, can the new member like, oh, for example, like Madeline, can she vote now, or does she have to she still has to be approved, right?
She's supposed to be approved by town council, but for just working things through and learning the process, we can go ahead and have them vote, make motions, stuff like that.
Okay.
So again, just to get the learning curve through it. So right now you have the application of Ethan Kraus.
Okay, does anyone want to motion Ethan Kraus to be part of the Way Committee?
I motion.
Okay, I'll second that motion. Any further discussion? Okay. Oh, all in favor, say aye. Anaya, you go first.
Aye.
And then me, aye.
Madeline?
Aye.
Very good. All right.
Okay.
So the motion carries 3-0. So Ethan will be a part of the Way Committee.
I have a
and-
question.
Sure.
Do I need to be like writing down like how many votes or stuff like that, or no? Is that
It's being recorded, so
Okay.
we can provide it to the secretary, and then the secretary can draft just cliff notes. It doesn't have to be verbatim minutes. It's just
Okay.
like, okay, here's the discussion, here's who made the motion, who seconded it, and then what the vote was. So it can be very, very basic, and it's really not too time consuming.
Okay?
So then here's your last one of the night, I believe, for the
Yes.
person. She's been waiting very patiently. Thank you.
The next one's Rhea. Look over her application.
Sorry, my glasses aren't that great. I'm trying to read the bottom part. So she would actually be a ex officio member, meaning that she would, so she's just not a town resident. She would participate in discussions, events, gain hours, more of a learning experience for her, but she just won't be able to vote or count towards a quorum.
Okay.
So, the other three of you would be voting her in, and then she just wouldn't have a vote. I'm not saying that diminishes her value or, her participation. It's just, again, just a vote.
Okay. So is there a motion to accept Rhea onto the Way Committee?
I motion.
Okay, I'll second that motion. Is there any further discussion? Okay, all in favor, say aye. Aye, and then Anaya.
Aye.
Madeline.
Aye.
Very
Okay.
good.
Awesome.
Welcome to the club. Oh, wow. I didn't even see this. We got a resume and everything.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Awesome. So do I keep just going on the other stuff?
Yeah. You go to event updates and you can open it up for discussion by everybody to figure out, okay, what events are they interested in? Which events do they want to head in the upcoming year? I know some people have, volunteered for Pet Fest, Run Among the Lakes, so on and so forth. But if there's something that you guys have been working on or have an interest in, we'll be more than happy to help facilitate that.
Okay, yeah. So for event updates, yeah, if anyone has anything, last year, I remember we were trying to do an Earth Day, like lake cleanup type thing for Earth Day, and it never went through because of like COVID and everything. But yeah, that's something I would like to work on. And if you guys have anything to think about for the next meeting, especially like just something you're interested in or passionate about to do as an event in the town or not in the town, anything. Yeah. Or does anyone have anything now?
Yeah, I know. Again, with the whole, Earth Day cleanup that can be done earlier.
Yeah.
Just let us know. Give us enough time, at least 60 days, and then we can get everything planned and set for you. on doing cleanups. I know Bird Island during this time of the year is just a mess on the weekends.
Yeah.
So maybe a cleanup like early on a Sunday or on a Monday or anything like that. We can help facilitate that. So does any of the new members have any events or anything that they've brainstormed to say, hey, listen, this is something I really want to spearhead, and hopefully the revenues can go to a charity. I know somebody's volunteered for the food bank, and I guess somebody sat as a builders association or the president of a builders association. I'm not sure if like we have bunk bed builds that we build bunk beds for kids that don't have beds. You'd think, okay, in Central Florida, every kid has a bed. You'd be surprised how many kids don't have beds. So we do Sleep in Heavenly Peace bunk bed builds probably once or twice a year. The foundation, the police foundation sponsors it, as well as Wine and Dine. And also this could be a way committee function as well. So is there any events that Madeline or Ria, did I say it right again, or did I butcher it again?
You said it right.
Oh, thank gosh, finally. Do you guys have any things that you're interested in that you want us to take a look at as far as events, or you heard about these events? Like I know our food truck event's always popular. We have farmers markets. We have, Pet Fest. We have Halloween functions. So is there anything that you guys can think of that you'd be interested in starting or wanting to include yourself in?
At my school, Trinity Prep, we have a annual Author Fest. We're on our 5th year now, and it's free and open to the public. And it's just a rough idea, but I was in 8th grade. I was supposed to do the same thing at Lake Whitney Elementary, and I had local authors ready to go and lined up for free. They were willing to do it for free. And because of COVID, it never actually went through, but I would love to maybe work with the library in downtown Windermere and make that happen, whether it be outside or with more authors, but it was just an idea.
Yeah, what was it called again, the event?
It was just called Author Fest, and we did the authors would bring books. We got a local bookstore to sponsor it, and we had a little bookstore, and you could bring the books to the author to get it signed. And we also had multiple panels that we assigned the authors in, and that they spoke to the kids. I think we had 500 people show up, but
wow, that's
yeah.
great. Yeah, just send me the details, and we can coordinate with the library that's within the town, and we can get it going. It's a great idea. Madeline, how about you?
That sounds like a good idea.
Do you have anything that you enjoy doing that we can maybe put into an event? I like fishing, and we created the Cops and Bobbers, to where we had, kids fish with police officers in order to bridge that gap. People are into horseback riding. We can get you hooked up with the stables that help handicapped kids, ride horses. So what kind of hobbies do you like that we can maybe turn into an event?
I think all of those sound like a good idea, but I think I need to think about stuff about something that I could put as an idea.
Yeah,
I could definitely come up with something, but I didn't really know.
Yeah, no problem. Didn't mean to put you on the spot. And here's a great word of advice: the smaller, the better. We've had organizations come in with these big ideas, these big dreams, but the bigger they are, the more logistics, the more volunteers. Like the Author Fest, that's something that's easy. It's manageable. It's something that we can definitely put on. The lake cleanup, that's something small. It's easy. We can put on. But when you get into a huge art festival, a car show, something like that, that just gets way too big, and it's a lot harder to put on. So yeah, just brainstorm and bring it back to the committee, and hopefully we'll be able to put something on. And then Corey, I think the last thing was t-shirts. So we're just going to need your shirt sizes for all the new members, and we'll be able to order those shirts.
Yeah, and I was also thinking, like, I don't know if we want to like redesign the t-shirts or I don't know, do something different because we had the same one for 2 years. But there's also not really many members, so maybe we could discuss that next time or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
whatever your thoughts are. If you want to come up with a redesign, we can in the agenda we can put redesign comments, questions. Yeah, I mean each year you can change it just so you know. Okay, well, this is the people that were in it in 1819, and here's people that were in 1920, 2021, 2021, 22, something like that. So we put that on the next agenda.
Okay, cool. Because maybe we could like change it because we've had the same one for a couple of years. I mean, we can always keep the same too, but something different.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, awesome. Are there any other items for consideration?
Sorry, but jumping back to the event updates,
Yeah.
I remember, Corey, that you were planning it with Maddie, but now that she's not in the committee anymore, I was thinking I could help you plan it out.
All right, yeah, that would be awesome.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, any help is always welcome. That's what you guys are, board and committee, so you're there to help each other out. And Anya, you're the one that's is in charge of like the social media account, meaning that you're supposed to send us like pictures and stuff, or is that somebody else?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay, so once we get going and actually have events or we participate in things, then we'll count on you to take those photos and send them over to us, and we'll get them on the website, Facebook, Instagram, whatever other stuff you guys are on nowadays that I don't know about. So
Totally.
yeah. Don't let the gray hair fool you. I am that old, so. All right, guys. Well, Corey, if you don't have anything else, you can adjourn the meeting at 6:59 p.m.
So, okay. So what do I say? Just like the same thing as I did to open it.
Yeah, just say if there's nothing else for the good of the committee, I'll adjourn the meeting at 7 p.m.
Okay. If there's nothing else to discuss today for this committee, I will adjourn the meeting at 7 p.m.
Right,
Can
great job.
motion, right? A motion?
No, you don't need a motion for that.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. So you got through your first meeting. Congratulations.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, great job, guys. And I look forward to working with all of you. All four of you that's on this call. Hopefully, the next meeting will have more participation. Again, it's summertime, so it's hard, but we'll try to get at least people to RSVP ahead of time, so we know if we're going to have a quorum or not. But we'll start getting on those projects and getting you guys emails. So good job.
Okay, yeah. I made a group me for the members that I saw on the like the roster for this thing. So yeah, and I let them know there's a meeting tonight, and no one said they couldn't come. I said let me know if you guys can't come, but no one let me know. So I just wanted to put that out there that I sent something out.
Oh, hey, listen.
Yeah.
I've been in this for 20 years plus, and I don't know how many times people are like, oh yeah, I'll be there, and then next thing you know, they're not there.
Yeah.
Things come up. It's life, but yeah, all you can do is just put it out there, and hopefully they'll show up.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
All right. Well, thank you guys very much. Councilmember David and I have some other things we need to discuss, so don't take it the wrong way, but we're going to go ahead and end the meeting, and I'll start recording at this time. And you guys can